Hey, my Facebook friends, it is 5 o'clock. And if you haven't been watching my lives, you are now. I do it every Thursday at 5 o'clock, and we just talk about questions that have come in over the last little while. And today is, did you know that your mortgage payment actually can change even if you have a fixed rate mortgage? So, and I know that might be a little bit alarming to some people, but it can. But there are specific reasons why. It's not like if you have an adjustable rate mortgage where your interest rate can actually change over time. It's not because of those reasons. So your mortgage payment actually can change even with the fixed rate mortgage, just for several reasons. One is taxes and insurance. The reasons are really taxes and insurance. So your principal and interest will never change on a fixed rate mortgage, but with your taxes and insurance, assuming that you are paying your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance with your mortgage payment, then your payment can change because, as you know, taxes usually go up. And if your property taxes rise, then that will affect your mortgage payment. And just so you know, like putting your mortgage or putting your homeowner's insurance and your taxes in your payment does not cost you anything extra. It's you just take your amount. So let's say your property taxes are $1,200. You divide that by 12 months. It's $100 a month. So it's really an easy way to make sure that your homeowner's insurance and property taxes are paid. It's just really the right way to do it. So can your payment change? And the answer is yes, because taxes are going to go up eventually. And when your mortgage mortgage payment changes when your taxes go up, but also just like the taxes, your homeowner's insurance will probably go up too, just because insurances go up. So once the homeowner's insurance goes up, then your payment goes up again, assuming that your homeowner's insurance is paid with your mortgage payment. So those are the two ways that your mortgage payment can rise even if with a fixed rate mortgage. So if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, then it can change because once you hit the end of a term, so your mortgage payment will be steady on even adjustable rate mortgage for a certain term. So let's say you have, and most of them are either a 3-year, a 5-year, or a 7-year term in which that mortgage payment stays steady. But after that term, then your interest rate can change. And right now, interest rates are so low that it's going to go up. So that's, if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, then that's another way. So I'm going to keep it short. And so, if you have questions, if you're watching me live, drop your questions in this chat box down on the bottom, and we'll get those questions. And I know that we've had a couple questions already come in. We had some actually come in just before the show and says, hey, I know you're going to be live. Can you answer this question for me? So I'm going to invite Sydney on and ask me and tell me what those questions are, and we'll get those questions answered for you. Drop them in. So I want to answer your questions too.
Hi.
Hi, Sydney.
All right. So our first question is, what would cause your mortgage payment to decrease rather than increase?
So decrease. Oh, that's an interesting question. So can your mortgage payment decrease? It likely will not decrease by itself, but there are things you can do short of refinancing. So of course, other than refinancing, your payment can decrease. And I think there's another question on here that is kind of this. Come back on here, Sydney, because this is the second one. Is another question came on that said, is there a way to lower your payment without refinancing?
Yes, exactly. Yep, that's the other question. Okay,
so I'm going to answer both of those in the same one. So So short of refinancing, you can lower your payment by refinancing. So that's one way. So short of refinancing, obviously, if you have property taxes, there's not usually something you can do about that unless you're a veteran. And oftentimes veterans have some property tax waivers or some reduction. And so check into that if you're a veteran. Also, when you're a senior, then there also have some reductions and oftentimes some possibilities of some tax waivers, property tax waivers. So it probably depends on which county, which city, and who is participating in those. So check into that. And it's also probably an age requirement too, because obviously they're not going to do it for everybody. So if you're a senior, check into it, ask what that age limit is, and if they even have those available. And you can also shop around for your homeowner's insurance. So things like if your homeowner's insurance seems high, you may have some additional riders on there like earthquake insurance. Because if you have a brick structure and you have an earthquake, your homeowner's insurance is not going to replace the bricks or anything that happens to your house during an earthquake unless you have earthquake insurance. But it's not cheap. Also, flood insurance. If you have water that comes into your house from outside the house, so if your pipe breaks or something like that, a water pipe breaks inside your house, then your homeowner's insurance will cover that. But if you have water from, let's say we had a bunch of rain or something like, and then you get water coming from the outside, your homeowner's insurance does not cover that unless you have flood insurance. But flood insurance is not cheap either. So that's some of the ways you can decrease your mortgage payment is short of refinancing is look at your taxes, see if you have just those things that I just said, see if you have some waivers or reduction possibilities. You can also, one other way you can do this is you can go to your city or your county and you can request an audit on your house, on your value. So if they think your house is worth way more than you think it is, then you can have an audit done and possibly lower your payment. The problem is right now with the house prices rising, it may not be in your favor to do that right now. So I'd probably be careful with that one. You know what? There's another way that you can lower your payment without refinancing. And this is something that's really little known. It's something called a recast. So if you come into a big chunk of money and you want to pay down some of your mortgage, oftentimes if you pay extra on your principal, your payment stays the same. But if you have a pretty good chunk of money, you can put money towards your mortgage, pay your mortgage down, and ask for a recast, which means that they're going to look at your new loan amount and they're going to say, oh, how much time do you have left? We're going to readjust your payment based on the amount you have now instead of the amount you originally had. So there's another way. So, man, I just gave you 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 5 different ways to possibly lower your mortgage other than refinancing. So that was actually more than I thought I was going to get. So, Sydney, is there any other questions that came in?
We just have one more question. Do you get notified when there's a change in your mortgage payment?
Yeah. So either way, whether your payment is going to go up because of some of the things we discussed a little earlier, or your payment is going to go down, then you will get notified. So your homeowner's insurance is going to notify you. You always get a tax statement from the county that says, hey, this is where your property value is, this is how much your taxes are, and this is what it's going to be. It's rare that I see that go down. Also, same with insurance. So if there's going to be a change in your payment, especially from your mortgage company. So, okay, another one. So if your payment is going to go up and you have your escrow, you're paying your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance to your mortgage company, and they get notified that there's going to be a change, then your mortgage company is also going to notify you that there's going to be a change because of property taxes went up or your insurance went up, and you're going to get notified that your payment's going to go up by X amount. So yes. So the short answer is yes. The long answer is what I just gave you. So, all right. So Sydney, do we have any more questions that have come in since I've been here jabbering away?
No, that's everything.
All right. So thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, other than if you have some questions, send it to us, and I'm going to start picking some people, and we're going to start giving away some prizes. I'm just doing this off the cuff. Sydney has no idea I'm going to do this. Sydney's my marketing manager, so she's probably going, oh, great, another thing that Ron's going to do. So if you send us questions and we mention your name on air, that I'm going to send you a prize. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but probably be worth sending in a question. So send in a question. Let's we'll just pick your name at random, and we'll send you a little goodie in the mail. Of course, we'll probably have to call you to get hold of you. So make sure you're on Facebook, or make sure we can get hold of you some way. So that's it for Live at 5, and we'll catch you next week on Live at 5.